In 2008, a movie was made. Ron Jeremy's penis was the star.
Any movie with Ron Jeremy in it, the penis is the star.
I know what you're thinking.
Uh-huh.
In this, it's not attached to his body, though.
That's different.
You gotta have, a gimmick. And in this movie, it is Ron Jeremy's penis is taken over by aliens and terrorizes a mountaintop.
Just his penis.
Just his penis.
What happens to the rest of him?
Dies.
Oh, on account of the no penis thing.
You know.
All right, this makes sense. So it's a killer penis?
Minor spoiler, Ron Jeremy dies.
It's a killer penis from outer space, is what you're telling me.
Well, the penis itself is from America, but the entity that is controlling it is from the outer space.
And this is a horror movie, a comedy?
It's like a sci-fi comedy horror.
Okay. I think I could be down for this.
It has Amber Benson from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You may know her as
she?
Willow's girlfriend, Tara.
Oh.
So,
sometimes I think about them doing a spell.
Sometimes I think about two women doing a spell. And then I do a spell by myself.
All right, so we're going to head over to spoilers. So if you've seen this or don't care, follow us over there. And if not, pull out now.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
All right, guys, so here we are for the spoilers of One-Eyed Monster. Lee, start us off.
Pleasantly surprised. I think I hinted earlier, so in full spoiler mode, it sort of doesn't end well. It just kind of, stumbles in.
It trails
right?
off, yeah. From the jump, though, I was like, oh, this looks like it's really filmed like an actual movie. We got some stuff here. There's a convoy. We got multiple cars. We got a bus. Cool.
It's low budget. You can tell that things are not amazing. I'm debating. This is on the edge of real movie where it's it's not like a weird student production, not a real movie thing, but it's also I think people would be able to tell, and also the time it's made is clouding that, but it's a lower budget, I think.
Yeah,
somewhere,
but it had a real budget. Just by the fact that it has people that have actual IMDb pages,
actual penises,
you're like, oh, this is a real production.
Points.
We're going in 20 minutes. Lance, Rock, I need you in makeup. Laura's set up in her cabin.
Whether that money went mainly for those people or to the project itself, it still had to have spent that money.
Who's to say?
I
feel like people who made this knew what you were going to expect when you went to watch it, and they used that to be funny in a way. One of the first jokes is the guy who drove them there. Is I'll be back Sunday. See you later. And he starts doing the thing of y'all making a movie or whatever, and I'm okay, it's gonna be this and he goes thrilling or whatever.
Oh, I sure do love the movies. Is it a thriller? Yeah, thrills aplenty.
Okay, but then that guy goes I have a little bet to settle with the missus. Your cock's 9 inches, right?
Mind me asking?
By all means.
Your cock is 9 inches, is that right?
9 3/4.
Oh, we're $10.
He instantly hits the thing. So and there's a lot of jokes like that where the funny part is, well, this is where this joke would be in the movie you have in your head, but we're gonna make a joke about that.
We were treated like stars. Hell, we were stars. Now I feel like some schmuck caught on tape in some dumbass reality show.
The pitch of we're going out to film the movie, and then as the movie opens, you're okay, wait, are all these cars together? Oh, of course, all right, okay, the people are all here, the crew is here, the producer's in a separate. I'm oh, perfect. Yeah. The poor man's Jeremy Piven is driving his fancy car. I'm oh, it all makes sense, yeah.
He looked like somebody one of those famous scuzzy producer types, either from Girls Gone Wild or
a real a real producer.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I think that they're aping a real person there.
Oh, interesting.
He reminded me of someone you've seen on an infomercial or something.
Yeah, he had a good look that a Will Arnett can do sometimes, a certain scumbag. Yeah. If you ever want to work in this town again, I'm going to do that. It's a whole thing. I was
there were a couple of good, the character that played Jonah.
Viva la revolution.
I liked him. I was
Okay.
like, oh, he's pretty good. And I've seen him in some things before, but nothing that I could jump out at.
One of my earlier notes is Jonah is the true hero, of the film. Because I don't know if racism, I just assumed he was not going to be the true hero, but he is the true hero of the film.
Yes, he's legitimately the hero of the film.
I said maybe. And even if we did, we don't know if it still works. But at least we won't freeze to death. I'll be sitting ducks for that thing.
But he instantly starts acting like it, and I thought it was great. Well, him too. That like I think the first line he might say, or like one of the first ones, like a dude's like I can't risk my life, I can't be fucking with my livelihood, and he goes, that's all you do, Rick.
I don't want to fuck with my livelihood.
You do fuck with your livelihood.
Something like that. And I was like, oh, this dude is awesome. And then later it's like I'm ex-military and I'm calling the shots.
Tattoo there on your arm is airborne.
182nd. Gulf War.
I went to basic training in Alaska. I think there's a line he says at one point. I'm like,
special ops training.
What?
I'll take it. I went to boot camp in Alaska. Learned to ignore the cold.
Yeah, to explain why he doesn't mind the cold, because your body remembers the training and doesn't get frostbite.
I was trained to not die of cold, and here I am not dying of the cold.
Exactly. But we're skipping ahead.
Sure we are.
I think that's one of the earliest things, though. We can springboard off of that. The sex machine.
Yes, our sound guy is also like a MacGyver of sorts, and he has invented a sex machine that all you have to do is type in the name of a person and it pops up because he's programmed like X amount of hundreds of whatevers. And to name a few,
like 200 or 2,000 or something like that.
Renee Zellweger was on there.
Oh, like on the screen Easter eggs?
And Paris Hilton is someone that gets used.
I've got 2,000 celebrities in my database. I organized their data consisting of three-dimensional measurements, fluid content, skin tone, and muscle strength.
I did like how they kept calling it like mouth. He was like a Trey Parker-y kind of guy.
Like a running joke. Like, I'm fucking Paris Hilton. In the mouth.
You expect us to believe he's fucking Paris Hilton.
In the mouth.
Like he just keeps throwing that in there because it allows you to, it's got like rings and it's calibrating it or something, some crazy.
Things like that though, when you're calling out actual people by name, I'm like, that is an interesting thing to do.
Right.
And I'm like, a little daring, because if you look at this guy's filmography, it's like a family that made this movie.
The credits are
three
like
of the same last names.
Names,
like Fieldman or
Fields,
Fields, yeah. So the guy, his major claim to fame is he's a composer. And this was like pretty much the only movie he's ever done. And that's something very interesting to me. This is what you did. Like
I'm tired of just being with the symphony and making all this. I have an idea for a movie.
Like, he was the composer for like things like Dawson's Creek or something. Oh, okay. And then he's like, well, I took my connections and my cash.
Called
and I made
it all
this
that
movie.
stuff. Oh man, it's a
and
passion.
Then never again.
Passion project.
Yeah. But it's such a weird thing to think of, like, this is your passion project.
It's crazy.
I had to make a movie that was never made. It can't be done. Every movie's been made. How about Ron Jeremy's dick is the villain?
Goes on a killing spree.
He's never been the villain. Only has he brought joy.
His penis has always been a good guy. Yeah. That's a crazy concept.
It is. It's definitely an original concept. So I give them that, and it's outlandish enough that it makes you want to watch it, and we did. Yeah. So I guess he had a success here.
Yeah, that's such a strange backstory for you to fill in there. That like this is this person's only. I did not look up.
I think he had like one short, and then like maybe he produced or wrote on something else. But this was like his movie.
And it's like 2008, and then maybe like nothing else or like one thing.
I don't think anything happened after this.
It was just like.
I think that just makes sense.
Sweet mother of God.
So the fucking machine gets introduced early.
Yes, and you kind of know. Like, okay, that's going to be used to save the day or something.
It's like a screenplay thing where they were like, we better establish this crazy, weird thing for no reason.
And it wasn't even an attempt to softball and make an audience member go like, oh, like it's whoop, front and center. Here it is. There you go.
Yeah.
And that's kind of aping on the genre too, which it had a couple little digs, and I thought that was a kind of funny thing because it's like stop playing with your computer. I pay you to be a sound guy.
I'm paying you to hold the boom, not play video games. Put your toys away.
Jawohl, Herr Director.
What are you working on?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm programming a thing. It's a whole,
What's that you're working on anyway?
Program I designed. Nothing special except that it might change the world as we know it.
What's it do?
That's what I mean. Like, I'm not going to say like genius level whatever, but I'm saying like the net result is there's a lot of stuff in here where you're like, it's like it feels a little smarter, like it's a little meta or like knowingly doing stuff or something like that.
Who would you say was your favorite character?
Jonah.
We'll explain later.
Jonah's favorite character?
I was so happy with like, because he was funny and was like doing stuff, and I was like, that's why I'm like, oh, he's the underdog, true hero.
I liked Jonah, but my favorite character was the really idiot, cheery porn star guy.
Holy shit! Oh, this is great.
Okay, Xander.
I thought everything he did was funny, just
Okay.
because his face was always like he's a kitten. Like,
yeah.
It was perfect. I expected awesome possums and things to come out of his mouth.
I can't think of any lines from him that were like outstanding or whatever.
Do you think she'll date me? She's gonna suck your dick in 10 minutes.
Oh, it's different.
It's not the same.
Think she'd go out with me?
Dude, she's gonna blow you in an hour and a half. And me.
It's totally different.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like maybe it's the script is smart. I don't know. But it almost like does not even match the quality and content of the film in certain places, and it tapers off a lot by the end. But,
I think the major disservice, like the movie's last 30% really doesn't get there, and you can tell like some money went into that last part because that's where some effects are and new locations and things are happening, and not necessarily great, but they are on screen, and it's something to have all the dick shots are practical effects.
Yes.
That's something like you don't have CG monster dicks. You're being choked by a penis.
No, and like I like that definitely on paper and on principle or whatever.
Yeah.
But like that was where it was like for a while I'm like, oh, I'm glad you're not like seeing a weird dick monster.
Yes, it often cuts to like the
there's
POV
there's
is
the
through
POV
the one eye,
with the weird like edges of the screen or whatever. Like the first kill, I think, is that one porn star chick, and it's the POV and like, ah! It does the
and
whole
it
thing.
bursts to the back of her head.
Well, you just see the aftermath. Like, you're not seeing it like do anything.
Jesus. Now that's what I call giving head.
Yeah,
So
you
I'm
just hear things happening.
Yeah, I'm like, what a smart choice. That's awesome. And then, at the end, there's like a few. So like they start to introduce the concept of you seeing it more.
Yeah.
Just quickly, like scurrying around.
Yeah,
But
some
then-
of those are funny, but then you see it for a while.
Then you see it for a while and several times where it's strangling the person, and they're just holding a big dildo on their thing. And you're like, okay, that's fine.
There's two good effects shots, I think, in this movie. The one being like the through the back of the head. I thought that was done well.
Yeah,
and the arguably the best one is the director guy is being chased through the snow. And he's now on his back, like almost in a crab walk kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it, like you can see it running through the snow, like, and it goes like underneath him and past. And he's like, and then he breaks in half.
So he's in primo position and
be violated.
To be violated by this. That's the thing I'm talking about again with like the smartness or something, because you expect.
Yeah.
And he goes and you expect his eyes to shoot open and go, oh, and like he's getting it in the rear or whatever, and it does not happen. But even he doesn't know that he's been cut in half. Which is
you got like the samurai thing where like, haha, oh, I've lost, and he like burst breaks in half.
Yeah, just.
And that was funny and well done. I enjoyed that on many levels.
I think even it going through the snow like Bugs Bunny would go through.
Yeah.
Made a wrong turn in Albuquerque. Like even that effect of it going through.
Yeah, and that's
like
a very easy
enough.
effect to do, but they did it and it looked nice.
I was like,
a lot of little things.
I'm shocked by how well this whole thing works.
Yeah, we have a lot of like nameless kind of idiot characters.
Yeah.
The one who played Rock.
Please. This bus ride is nauseating enough.
Ah, fuck off. Ron's twice the man you are.
He dies by getting violated in the car. He's trying to steal I keep saying Porsche. I don't even know what the hell that car was.
He says my Z, I think, but that's like a
BMW.
Yeah, is that a BMW? I don't know. I don't know. Model Z?
Yeah, my friend's dad had a Z3.
Oh.
But like he just gets in the car and as he goes for the stick shift, it's the dick. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! And then he's just gone.
And it was that you gotta be kidding me thing of like, yeah, like that's crazy.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
Like people accidentally put like gremlins on their head as hats or something. It's like
Yes.
that, but he goes to shift the car and it's like, and he's like, oh, what? And then of him being like fucked to death by the
Yes.
dick. We don't see anything.
It's tasteful.
I was gonna say it's very tasteful.
Honestly, for this movie, there's not a ton of nudity. You would expect this to be riddled with it. You know, it's a movie that literally has porn stars in it.
Right, like that's why we're here.
But yeah, you see a girl's tits like once.
One of the girls was
for
like
a very brief.
I will be the
instance.
tit girl.
Yeah, and then
she
you
takes
see a
one
lot
for
of
the team.
fake penis,
Yeah.
which is there. What did you think about the deaths of the like the Xander and what was her name, like Miffy or
They get
whatever?
cocooned on the wall.
That's what is strange. So I wasn't sure what was happening at first there because he's like, oh, I'm like, is he making a pass at her or is this him being attacked? Because it's like, oh, is there a
that's what you meant
flashlight?
to-
Oh, here it is. Doesn't seem to be a button on it or whatever the fuck they say. And I'm like, okay, did he just put his dick in her hand or are they being attacked?
I think I saw a flashlight in the cabinet.
Yeah, here it is.
Thanks. Hey, there doesn't seem to be a switch on this thing.
Well, how are you supposed to turn it on?
I think you probably have to suck it.
And then when you don't see them for a while, you're like, okay, they were attacked. And then when they reveal the bodies, they are cocooned to the wall. And I'm like, are they dead? What is the cocooning?
He's
are
like
they going to
reaching out
birth
like, no.
like not dicks or something?
Yeah,
like
so
what's supposed to happen here?
That's what I think we're meant to take from that, is that it's like xenomorph aliens where the dick has impregnated them both. Like, I don't know
It
what's
never
going-
comes
there's
back to really give any of that.
Never happens. Yeah.
And then like, Amber Benson's character, who plays the makeup artist on this movie.
Yeah.
Hey, what about the makeup girl? Linda, Laura. She's with us, but I don't know.
Hey,
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Why?
She is infatuated with Ron Jeremy.
They lose track of the dick for a little while early on, and it
Yes.
goes and visits her, right? And we,
And yes, and you're like, okay, so she's dead. Okay, a famous person dies in the very beginning. Then you see her again. You're like, okay, are you like a pod person now? Like, what
Right.
exactly are the rules here? Like, is it in you still? How does this go? Because we do see someone later get puppeteered.
Seriously, guys, I'm fine. Come on. Please open the door. I'm stuck in here.
No,
What?
I don't think that's TJ talking.
Who is it?
It's that thing.
But she is still around, so like it didn't leave her to go into that person.
Right.
So you're like, okay,
She's just a
she's not.
sympathizer.
And I'm like, I could see that. Yeah, exactly. As like, I'm like, I could see her willingly being like, oh, it's my chance to get for Ron. I don't care if it's attached or not,
Right.
removed or not. You're still Ron. And she does drop a whole lot of weird shit where I'm like, are you a crazy person or are you possessed?
Yeah.
I don't know based on your
I
word
think
choices.
at one point she says like, don't, don't, no, we can't kill it. Maybe we can catch it or something.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
She's being sympathetic. and
It's
all that
Ron.
stuff.
Don't say it.
We gotta kill it.
No. I just mean, can't we trap it or something? Maybe it's just scared.
Yeah.
All that weird
It
shit.
has a name.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know how you're supposed to read this. And then it
It's revealed.
appears that she's just a crazy person.
Well,
But
she's impregnated by it.
Well, yes,
Okay,
but
I was
she's
gonna-
also
sorry.
just a crazy person because
Yeah.
she pulls the cord when he's using the the
Yeah.
radio.
One of us is seriously injured and we're stuck in the snow. 6 others are dead. We're being stalked by
And they just kind of drop that.
That's when I thought it was going to be revealed that she's been, impregnated, which has changed her, and she is like
Something.
subservient to the will of the dick hive mind alien people.
It's very weird because
But
she
yeah,
pulls
they
it.
just
He
kinda
goes,
drop
"What are you out of your mind?" And then never brings it up again.
You've killed us.
Yeah.
And then she just goes, oh well.
Are you out of your fucking mind? You just killed us.
I forget
Yeah.
what they were saying that she was doing or trying to do there that made it make sense for her to even do that where it shouldn't have caused a problem.
I don't
but
believe
guess
they said anything that
not.
made sense there. If I remember correctly,
I assumed I missed
it was just
something, but yeah.
pulled the wire. You've killed us.
Yeah.
And then the girl, the older lady,
The
comes
older porn
back
actress,
to life,
yeah.
and she kegels.
So we're at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
She ends up, and they even set up the kegeling earlier.
What? Let it go. I'm gonna cream.
No, not until you put me in the movie.
Oh, I can't handle this. Please, everybody, please.
Put me in the movie.
Okay, you're in. You're in the movie.
First scene?
Okay, you're in. Please.
Yes, she
She
got
hold-
what she wanted by.
She holds the producer Jim, I think, whatever his name is,
Whatever his
hostage.
name was.
She holds his dick hostage
Yeah.
and will not let it go until he lets her do a scene
and
that day.
that's funny.
That's
I was
something.
like, okay.
And then
I don't
it
even
comes
know
back
why she
later.
was there. She's the coach. I'm like, what does the coach do? What are you
Well,
paying her?
she
How
has
much-
the dialogue with Rom where she's like, I guess I was hoping that they would do something with me here.
Well, yes, but your hopes and dreams don't warrant your spot on the bus, you know?
Yeah.
I guess I was hoping maybe I could fill in for somebody, or maybe they'd add a scene just because I was here.
Her and Ron
Spends
go
most
back
of
and
it
forth. I'm
passed
like, they
out.
might be friends in real life.
I suspect, because they were
Yeah.
hanging out in the beginning, and
Mhm.
she has that look of, again, like an older, not as old and decrepit as Ron Jeremy, but like an
They're
older.
probably the same age.
They are probably the same age. Ron Jeremy he's lived a hard life. She ends up like passed out on the couch with a giant set of tampons inside of her.
What about Veronica? We can't just leave her here all alone.
Yes.
That was another scene that made me laugh because of its presentation versus its contents. They play music like it's like dun, 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 it's a thing, and then Jonah's
like he's defusing a bomb.
Yeah, Jonah's barking orders like, "Come on, she's hemorrhaging. She's in shock. We gotta do this. Hurry, okay."
Hurry, TJ.
Move her, and it's this thing, but then it's like Fat Ron Jeremy's over there, and this thing, and she was fucked half to death. And
I liked when it cut to
funny.
the video and they're checking, and Ron's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I need help.
Now watch Ron. See how he's trying to get our attention?
Doing this one or whatever. Yeah, it's
He'd
amazing.
just get up and walk away.
And that too. He's like, it's so cold, and they put him on a
Yeah.
thing. Remember that time I fucked that girl, and dies or whatever.
That
Yeah.
time I fucked that girl that time.
Hang in there.
Hey, Jonah, remember when I fucked that girl that time?
I laughed at a lot of that stuff. The first act, the first like third of this movie,
Mhm.
it's pretty dense with like comedy. There's a lot of opportunity for things to happen.
Yes, that is the good part of the
I
movie.
didn't like the fucking machine thing, but everything else I liked a lot.
Mhm.
And then the movie keeps going and gets worse until it stops.
That's accurate.
That's an accurate portrayal of this film. I
Yeah, because they
guess.
try to bite off more than they can chew here. They
Yeah, it's
have,
totally
They have
unnecessary,
like
too.
a series of tunnels that lead up the mountain.
An underground passageway. There's a ladder that comes right up to the floor here.
There's like a military thing. They blow up that shit. Like, you know, the dick ends up dying because she Kegel like so it can't come until the balls blow up and literally explode the building.
What are you doing?
I'm climbing down on its head, preventing it from coming.
It's gonna explode.
That's a bit
And-
much.
Well, and like that was a shot that as well was kind of like a thing. I like appreciated that stuff around there, like in between that.
Mhm.
If that's your climax of the movie, that she's gonna clamp shut, so it's
Sure.
got nowhere to go, and oh no, and then like that, like
I think that could have been
like-
fine if it was like,
yeah.
I'm gonna hold him, burn this place down,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
blow it
yeah.
up, like something like that.
But like the low angle and like the balls coming into the frame
Sure.
and stuff was like, that's how you do low budget, like barely in
Yeah.
effect. But yeah, then it exploding, like the Eiffel Tower thing just has like the bottom floor deleted and then it falls.
Yeah.
And this big thing goes.
And you think like,
that's not
oh, they're
good.
gonna like get rid down the mountain or something's gonna
Yeah.
happen. They just go like 3 feet this way and they're like,
Yeah.
woo!
Now, and that's where like budget, you like feel the budget.
Yeah.
Where he's like farther down. She's like, I can't, it's cold, I'm gonna slip. It's some dumb, like, okay, this is just actors trying to go down a slippery mountain. It's
Yeah.
like bad. It's like, guys, don't do this. Yeah.
There was some weird stuff where we're like carrying the older porn star up the ladders and stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It was like effortless at times. It was like, here. I'm like, did the girl just carry him up?
had that same thought. He goes up first, starts doing something, and then the older actress's head like pops up as if she's just like pushing her up the thing easily. It's like, what?
Yeah,
that shouldn't be a thing.
I was definitely surprised that Amber Benson took this role.
Yeah,
because it's such a strange, and it's not like, oh, I was trying to break my character and blah, because she's not this like empowered, awesome character in this. She's like barely acting, honestly. She's reading her lines.
Excuse me, I have your luggage. Is there anything else that you need, Mr. Jeremy?
Oh, no, thank you.
Laura.
Laura, I'm sorry. So many names over the years, you know?
Historic years.
Yeah, some would say prehistoric.
It's just awful. Raw talent like yours is ageless, and anyone who says otherwise, they can just shut the hell up.
If you like, you know what I mean? But like,
I do, but
she's
like,
not
damn,
acting.
I was like savage. No, she's barely in it, and yeah, no, this is not. I forget how she was on Buffy, but like, she wasn't like, I'm not a TV good girl anymore. I'm a movie star, and I do daring roles. Like, she's kind of the good girl, sheltered one anyway in this.
Yeah.
And there's no like turnaround. She just goes like, oh yes, your day will come, and it ends.
Yeah, like if
there's
she
no
would have had some chance,
thing.
like, you know, to display some like acting chops or be like, you know, a scream queen or even like, you know, I saved the day or something, I'm like, okay, I can understand it, because it's a ridiculous thing, and maybe it's simply as like, oh, I know the director, he asked me and I said yes, or they offered me a lot of money. It's hard to say, but it seemed like a weird get for her.
Was Dawson's Creek on the same channel as Buffy? Could they be friends?
Yes, they were on the same channel for the first couple of seasons.
There could be like a friend thing, like you're saying.
And then it went over to the UPN.
Yeah, there could be like a connection.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy was like,
hey Amber, I noticed your blah blah blah.
You don't have to get your tits out. It's not what you think, but it's also kind of what you think.
At
Check
one
it
point,
out.
You'll have a dick on your chest.
That was weird too. Was she impaled by that dick? What am I looking at right now?
It was like a dog, just like hanging out. Like
she's like, uh-oh. Yeah.
Yeah, very strange.
Yeah.
A lot of strange things in this movie, but that's what makes it fun and worth watching.
Yeah.
The goofy shit. How did you like the guy turn that like light meter into a?
That was horrible and dumb.
So the horrible dumb thing for me is my problem is always with the words. If you fuck up your words, those are free. So he has that in the kitchen, and that's to let them know when it comes in.
This is for the kitchen.
For the kitchen, yes.
Then they board up the kitchen, leaving the people in there.
Just in case. Seal us in from the outside.
Then Jonah says, "Get me my light meter."
Get my light meter off the kitchen table.
Oh, we didn't mention that the Vietnam vet.
We're gonna
dude,
get there. I have it all queued up in my
yeah.
mind. That is, I forgot his name. Jeff Nadler, Jeff something.
Something like that, yeah.
Hey, party time.
He's famous. He's been in like a lot of things, character actor, whatever. And he's in this. Shows up, does like the not talking at first thing, kind of breaks the talking dramatically like a Sphinx deal or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, salty neighbor dude. Ends up telling a long story. He's had a run-in with this dick alien before.
That's what's, I love that crap where it's like, this has happened twice in the world, to me, in 2 parts of the world.
Wanna know what hell sounds like? I think it sounds like 30 men getting massacred by a dick.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, it's not bad writing there, because that's what the genre expects.
That's the thing.
That's the mockery of bad writing.
Yeah.
But he is in the kitchen with our vagina maker guy. I forgot what his name is.
Poindexter.
Is that his name?
TJ?
TJ Poindexter?
TJ Poindexter makes a cock? No, it makes a
So he's in there with that detector, and then it takes over. You know, it kills the one.
There's
dude.
a whole
It
dramatic.
like pops his head by choking him.
Chop my motherfucking head off!
I'm like, oh shit. Then it takes over PJ, and that's when you're like, okay, so it can physically take over people by puppeting them through their butt.
It's in his ass. It's running him from his ass. What do you want from us?
I want you to open the door.
Who are you?
Open the door.
Fuck you.
You will not survive.
And you're like, so it's not happening to Amber right now. What is happening with Amber right now?
Yeah.
And that's when you're like, okay, she's just a crazy person.
It found the perfect host.
Yeah.
She's been impregnated.
I wonder how that worked, because like,
they should have leaned more into that and done more with that.
What's strange with the impregnating thing is like, the first girl it attacks doesn't even try to impregnate her. It just like kills her.
They drop in some dialogue in like an attempt to explain that.
What did they say?
Oh, the guy says, like, so there's a whole scene. They do the scene where the guy with the computer says, I have a theory. It's kind of out there, but, like, here's the theory. And he goes through the whole, it's so long, it's like the whole thing. And he says something like the people that he can't, you know, that it can't impregnate or that are not fertile, like, right now or something. He makes a comment as if to say, like, you're just in the way, I'll just kill you. But the ones that are, like, you know, fertile in your rhythmic cycle, I guess, or whatever.
A dick.
Well, not just any dick. One that had access to as many vaginas as possible and could penetrate them as deeply as someone like Ron could.
Which makes no sense. But he says it, and I think that that's meant to imply.
Well, it made equally no sense with, like, why did it take over a guy in Vietnam and, like, you know, and like, go after a platoon where there were no guys? Second of all, you're like, and then I had my chance after it was done fucking all these people. But I didn't want to risk it, so I radioed in and had them bring some Zygon whores.
I get a radio and I have them chop her in 2 Saigon whores.
The story is so crazy, and not just because he says, you know, chop her in some Saigon whores. It's crazy because, yeah, he's like, I was just too stoned, so I had to do, like, part of me is like, was that all as written? Was there things happening? Like, what's going on?
Hard to say.
It's so crazy. Yeah, and then he has the whores and lures them in.
Then he throws them into a cave or something, he says, and like...
A bunker.
Yeah. Charlie came running out or something.
Full of slurs. Yes,
I shot them all or some shit.
Fire in the hole! Boom! Well, guess what? Now it's raining dick.
Now it's raining dick. I really want the other guy to be like, hallelujah. It's raining dick. And all that. So I was like, yeah, awesome. But they missed that one. That would have been like cherry on top of that whole thing.
Would have been a bit of a cherry.
Yeah.
But that whole scene, I was like, what is even happening? Like, that's the kind of thing where you want to have a room full of guys and be like,
are you seeing this shit?
Is this a thing?
Am I high?
What?
No, super long story, super crazy. But again, like to your point, like has the whole thing of like, you know, my grandfather once fought a unicorn.
Yeah.
I think I can tell us a thing or two. And you're like, what?
My least favorite thing in exposition is that kind of stuff where it's like I've fought this before, especially when it's something that like this happens once every 200 years.
Yeah,
Are you saying you're 200? Like that doesn't make any sense.
No, and like it's got to be something like it ties into it, right? Where like it makes sense that like he's there for you again.
Yeah.
Or like your family.
Make it the same mountain at least, since like I've stayed on this mountain ever since, trying to find it again. Like something. Why would it be across the world?
This was in a different whole. I was gonna say it's like a whole different thing. So
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with him. He just happens to be the person. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was like,
Which makes it funnier. Like the worse it is, the more I'm like, now it's funny. Now I like it.
In some senses, yes. And this is clearly it's like a spoof.
Yeah.
Like it's a killer dick. How
like
serious could you get?
Like there's so many things, and they could have just said our movie has a killer dick in it, and it's Ron Jeremy's dick. You sell it with a product, right? They could have just done that and been like, who cares? Do whatever you want. But it feels like they took a little more time with like the scripts or like the dialogue and the funny situations, and
For at least the first half.
Yeah, it made it into more of a thing. So I was like pleasantly surprised. And yeah, the second half is after the first half. You've already invested time. Just let it finish.
Yeah. These three brothers did okay.
You saying a disembodied dick did this?
Yeah, and that backstory is really shocking too. I'm really more interested in that, of like how it came to be or whatever.
Yeah.
There's some features we could check out.
I did see a feature on this one. This movie has no commentary.
Fuck.
So you won't get much backstory on
Fuck.
There's a behind the scenes bit on the guy that made the dick.
Oh.
In quotes, it's really just like a fake skit that shows a guy like talking about different penis things and how I wanted it to be realistic. And he interviews a doctor. And he's like, now how could you make a penis more intimidating? It could twitch from its vesicular. And like it goes into some bullshit. It's a real
horrible,
gimmicky bad skit of a thing, but.
So maybe this is all just accidental. Maybe this is like, nope.
The
best we can do.
I do believe it's probably mosly an accident, but it was decent.
Well,
and,
it still is what it is.
It doesn't take away from the fact that it does exist.
Hold on a second. Just wait. Damn it.
Hey, old man, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I just need about maybe 20 minutes. I need a little bit of air, that's all.
Want to mention very briefly some of the comedy things here.
Sure.
One that I laughed at, one that I didn't. I like to pick which one's which.
Okay.
Part number one. Jim, the producer, has volunteered to get the gas can out of the truck, and someone shouts, I think it's the old vet guy, shouts like, hope your asshole's tight. And he goes, couldn't be tighter, and then leaves.
If I were you, I'd hold it tight, asshole.
Couldn't get any tighter.
The other one is earlier on. One of the porn stars runs in and says, like, there's a dick in Carol's mouth. And they all go, like, what? And she's like, it's not attached to anyone.
There's a dick in Angel's mouth!
Yeah?
No, you don't. It's not attached to anyone!
Okay, so one of these made you laugh and the other one did not. They're almost the same joke. It's hard to say. I'm going to guess it couldn't be tighter made you laugh.
It did make me laugh,
I knew
yes.
it.
The other one I thought was very much like
Expected.
And it also was kind of like that's what type of movie we're watching. Or
Yeah.
whatever. It wasn't like a curveball thing, but yeah.
No. I thought my issue with the producer guy, it couldn't be tighter, is when he goes outside, he doesn't seem like he's cold at all. He didn't act cold.
I can help you. I produce movies. I know a lot of women do some pretty kinky shit for a little coke. What do you say?
I see.
Other people do a little better job of that, but overall, that's the thing movies seem to do. I'm like, all right, you're wearing short sleeves. You should be shivering.
I always put that in. I always put that in the least of my concerns bucket. In
It's
times
the little
like this.
things. I'm like, they don't cost anything to shiver.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you have to get actual actors.
They add so much. Like it's like the same thing where like when people are in the woods and they don't ever put like dirt on them or something or like spray a little sweat here and there. I'm like, okay, so like what are we, day one here, bro? You've been lost in the mountains for how long? Did you shave this morning? What's happening? What's happening?
Yeah. No, my favorite is like full makeup, eyeshadow, lipstick, and they've been stuck somewhere so long. And you're like, I don't know if that's how it works.
No, just making people dirty. It's huge.
I like people to be as dirty as possible.
If I can.
Rain.
Not rain. Ron.
Yeah, so in closing, this was is definitely a worthwhile watch of a movie. I will give it a thumbs up. I think
No, watch the
recommend.
movie. Yeah, I think like with the cautionary thing, and then maybe like if you were like this will be perfect for my bro movie night or whatever, watch it, but don't watch it yourself first. Like just watch.
I think if you know the movie is called One-Eyed Monster and the premise of what it's about, I think you know how good it's gonna be, and it's not, you're not winning Oscars with this.
No,
but it's certainly worth watching.
But it's not as bad as it could have been.
Oh no.
Which is where I'm like, yes.
It could have been infinitely worse.
Watch this movie, yeah.
Yeah, it could have had no stars.
Ron Jeremy's best.
Yeah, literally.
R.I.P. Is he dead?
No.
Oh, well, I hope he's resting in peace, whatever he might be.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
If you want to support the show, head over to cannibalvideo.com, pick up some merch.
And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's something.
Whatever.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
Kids, did I ever tell you what I could do with my kegels?
Cannibal Video has everything you need. A wide array of VHS and DVDs. We ate the competition.